The competitive 40K network presents Art of War.
Art of War.
Strategy and tactics. Discussions with the best players on the planet. Now your host, Nick Nanavati.
Hello, Art of War family, and happy holidays. I want to take this time to thank all of you for your unending support for this podcast. We've done 220 episodes. I started this thing back in 2019 with a different co-host. Then we went to a different co-host. Then we had other shows. Now it's in its purest form. It's just you, me, and 40K guests. And we talk about competitive Warhammer, and it's been absolutely amazing. This podcast has been a dream of mine for years. This whole Art of War channel has been a dream of mine for years, and I literally could not be able to do it without all of the amazing support that each and every one of you gives with your Patreon donation, or even if it's just a subscription, or if it's just listening to the show every week. It helps us in some capacity, and it gives me a reason to keep on doing this. I also want to give a special shout out to our wonderful podcast editor, Seamus, who's also been with us this entire time behind the scenes like a good tech priest, just making sure these episodes are up to audio quality for your listening pleasure. I want to just take a moment and look back and reflect on how the show has grown, the people have grown, the audience has grown, the Warhammer community has grown. That's all because of you, the listeners. And I want to just thank you. This is a time of being thankful, being a little humble, and being appreciative for what you do have. And I have a little slice of Warhammer as my job, and I absolutely couldn't do it without each and every single one of you. So thank you so much once more. So we're going to be in a little bit of a transitory period. I know many of you expected a full-fledged episode this week, and apologies for not being able to deliver that to you. But I promise we will be back and at it in the new year. We're going to be moving stream studios from our current place in Tallahassee to a new place in Orlando, a bigger place, a better place, and a place we can customize a little bit more to increase the quality of our studio setup. For the podcast, this largely won't have too much impact. We might have a better studio recording room, so maybe sound effects will be a little bit better. But largely speaking, we'll be back and at it, and hopefully I'll have more guests and more awesome experience to share with you through the lens of these interviews. But if you haven't checked out our War Room, I highly implore you to do so. We have a free trial going on right now on the warroom.vhx.tv, and we have a 50% off your first month promo code going on, Become Your Best 24. And essentially what you get in the War Room is access to all of our video content. I know many of you may not even be aware of that since we do mostly podcasts on this Patreon, but we do tons of video content all centered around helping you get better about your game, coaching matches, strategy sessions, 10-minute tips, faction fundamentals, literally tons of content. And if you don't like it, it's not for you. It's okay. It's free. I definitely advise you give it a shot. But honestly, this is not an ads pitch. This is very much a news update. We're going to be moving into our stream studio over the next week or two. We're going to be setting it up, getting interior designers in there, getting a lot of work done to increase the quality of the production that we produce at Art of War. And that is made entirely possible thanks to all of the unending support you've given us. Over the years, I've had a reinvest the money kind of mindset with this business, and it's shown and it's grown, and hopefully you as the audience can see that, and I intend to not stop that whatsoever. We're going to make this thing as bigger and better and awesomer as we possibly can. I cannot thank you enough for being part of this journey. Thank you so much for listening. We have 220 episodes in the show, and here's to an even brighter and better future. Happy holidays from Art of War, everyone.